Many blessings, spiritual superstars. It is day 13 and the time that I'm doing this video. And this video is for day 12. So that should tell you what kind of 30 days I'm having so far in our mindfulness challenge. I really do hope that what I'm going to share today helps you tremendously because it's the reality of when you are trying to reach a goal. So, today is day 12. It is day 12. And I'm doing this a day after because my day 12 was extremely busy. It was just out of this world amazing. And I'm playing catch up. So sometimes we have to recalibrate. Sometimes we have to just refocus. Sometimes we have to realign and just take a minute and chill out when you are seeking a goal. Sometimes you really just have to pause. And yesterday, I truly had to pause. No matter what I tried to do, I could not get over to come over and do our day 12 check-in. And sometimes it's really like that. The reality of the third dimensional life that we live in brings obstacles, it brings happiness, it brings all kinds of feelings, emotions, responsibilities, obligations. But I think that one of the super powerful tips that I learned rather late in life is to let things roll off your shoulders. And I learned that very late in life, I say, because the majority of my life, I worried about what other people had to say. I was concerned about things that really didn't matter. I was focused on people that really were not as focused on me and really didn't matter to the extent that I made them matter. I put them on pedestals. And when you're reaching a goal, you're gonna run into those kinds of days where you have to just take a minute, realign, and refocus on yourself, on your own goals. And so day 12 was like that for me. So I really want you to be honest with yourself, and if you're participating in this challenge, and I want you to comment what your day 12 was really like. But I definitely want you to open your journal and write day 12 and just really share how you feel as a title. What does that do? Whenever we open our journal and we write down the day and we write down how we feel, we then get a really good picture of how our emotional state is changing. And it shows progress or not. But when it doesn't show progress, we then have to make a choice, right? So it gives you a really good snapshot of kind of a gauge of yourself, your emotional barometer or your thermostat. And why is that so important? Well, when you're reaching a goal, when you're going after a goal, you have to know how to self-regulate in life. And so when you're reaching that goal, you will have had to self-regulate or check yourself in order to stay on that path, because obstacles are going to come. People are going to upset you. Different situations are going to happen. You're going to have a day 12 like me where you just are not going to get to the things that you intended to get to. And then you've got to decide, Are you going to worry about that, or are you going to buckle up the next day and make up for it? So for my day 12, I received a really surprising message that was absolutely amazing. And now here's where spiritual guidance jumps in. You hear me say often, wake up in expectation mode. Follow your spiritual guidance. That is the way Divine Source reaches out to us. Each and every one of us comes in signs, messages, people, synchronistic numbers, all kinds of ways that we receive our spiritual guidance. The tingling, the itching, the burning sensations all over our skin, all of it is spiritual guidance. And so when you're manifesting anything, it's super important that you focus on that thing happening as though it has already been done. So I believe, and I've got a sign actually on my wall right behind me that says, wake up every morning with the thought that something wonderful is going to happen. Prayer changes things. Don't wish for it, work for it. Is on my wall right behind me. So these kinds of slogans I live by. And so I had been working on a project that is so important. It is going to propel our family forward. And it involves all of you, as a matter of fact. And I got a message yesterday that literally says we're moving forward. And it was so incredible. I had to take care of some things immediately. When that opportunity comes, you jump on it, you take the leap of faith, because it's not quite out of the blue. You've been expecting it. But make no mistake about it, spiritual superstars, when you're manifesting something, you still, part of you, at least for me anyway, part of me is still super surprised and excited that it's even happening. So I had to take care of that, and that was my day 12. Well, taking care of that snowballed into a bunch of other things, and then the rest of my responsibilities kind of got pushed to the side. But what I noticed, even though I am on track for this 30-day mindfulness challenge and reaching my goal of being more consistent in my health and wellness business, I noticed that I have been way more consistent in my personal life. And that is a surprise to me, because I didn't have that on my radar to be focused on at all. So self-care, self-love, my family, just personal stuff. So I think that that's a big reflection for me to put in my journal. I want you to really reflect on what you have noticed about yourself and about your journey for day 12. If you have, I know Nicole said she was trying to get more organized on her day-to-day practice. And I think that's major, because how often do we go season after season and we're just not organized? I have a pile of papers on my floor that I have to go through tomorrow. But the reason, you have to take that as a project is because all that paper creates chaos, right? And you literally will not be able to get work done when your environment is chaotic, because you feel that energy. You'll look at that pile of clothes, you'll look at that mess, you'll look at the pile of papers, you'll look at the dog stuff, you'll look at whatever it is, And it really affects you and pulls you away from what you have to do to move forward. So, one thing that I have understood is taking that project little by little and just breaking it up and doing that. So, for example, with Nicole saying she wants to become more organized every day. And I know she's looking for an accountability partner, by the way. So if anyone else is looking for accountability partner, go on over to our Facebook groups. You can go into our Purpose Driven group or our Spiritual Guidance Academy private group and just post a message that just says, I'm looking for an accountability partner. I'm participating in Nicole's 30-day mindfulness challenge, and I'd love an accountability partner. And don't get discouraged if no one responds to you right away. It's okay. There's a lot of people that are in there that just kind of check things out, and at some point they might respond or post something themselves. But if you don't get a response, then let me know, and I'm happy to serve as your accountability partner. And so organizing every day is just taking that one little chunk at a time. But when life throws those punches at you, remember that doing your best is good enough. It really is. Doing your best is good enough. You are enough. And that means that what you're doing is great. It's not to be measured against someone else. It's to be measured against yourself, right? We can only be better than our last, version of ourselves. And that's beautiful. That means we're growing. And it has nothing to do with anyone else. So I hope that this makes sense. I'm going to come right back around and do day 13 and share with you what magical experiences I had today. And I hope and pray that you had some too. I'll see you soon.